Good morning, everyone. This is Berlin Biker back again with a new first ride, first impressions video. What are we on today? Well, it shouldn't look too different. It's a little bit bigger, maybe some blue. I'm riding a 2018 Yamaha MT09 in this delicious blue. This bike was provided to me by Yamaha Zentrum. It's the same location that I purchased my 2018 black MT07. Oh my god, this bike, the front wheel just wants to lift. So what happened? I went over yesterday to the Yamaha shop to talk around. They were very excited and they were like, yeah, go take the MT09 out for a few days. So that's exactly what I am doing. I rode a little bit yesterday. It started to rain. This bike, I feel like, is just a little too powerful. Even with all the traction control and stuff on, I didn't want to take a risk with a bike that's not mine. Alright, I need to turn traction control off, but I'm afraid to, because the wheel just wants to keep coming up and up. Oh shit, this bike's quick. So they gave me the keys for a few days, and I rode it yesterday for a bit, took some photos. They're already out on the Instagrams. Already out on the Instagrams, and lots more to come today, but it's gonna start raining this afternoon as well, so I wanted to leave out kind of early, go grab a bunch of photos, take a nice long trip, not long, but like 4 or 5 hours, and really take advantage of this motorcycle when I have it. But yeah, to get there, we have to get to the streets of Berlin. So I kind of want to talk to you guys about how it works so far in the streets and a little something about it. Right away, and I think this is all going to be from the view of a current MT07 owner versus riding an MT09 for the first time. I've never ridden an MT09, which I don't know how that's possible. I don't know why I didn't look at this at first. Oh, I kind of know. I think this bike was probably, I think the insurance was a little more expensive than I wanted to pay for my first bike in Germany, and no one wanted to give me a good deal. That's cool. Oh, we're just gonna take our sweet ass time. Cool. That's why I don't think I even thought about the MT09 originally. Here I am on it. First things first. It feels like a bicycle in terms of like seating position. I'm very, very upright. Like very upright. These bars are super wide. Like if you've ever ridden like a proper downhill bike, that is how this bike feels. That's how this bike flicks. Your feet are in the same position. Your hands are in the same position, right? You have like a little bit of curve in your lower back. Like it feels very much like a legitimate downhill bike, which I am very much a fan of. What else in terms of first things first? Clutch is the same off the MT07. Front brake looks like it's the same off the MT07. This is, I believe, the same thing, except it has traction control up high. If I hold it, it goes off completely. Traction control 1. Traction control 2. Pro traction control 1, 2. On top of traction control, it also has riding modes, which I don't have on my bike. which is kind of sad. It's not sad, you know. You hit this button on the bottom right. I got standard. I got A, which I feel is already a little faster. And then I believe B. I don't know the difference. I feel like standard. I don't know what the difference. Ooh, you feel the traction control is off though, or less aggressive. Oh, I forgot one of the better things about this bike is that it has, what's it called? A blipper. Blipper? No. Quick shifter. Haha, a different thing. It's a quick shifter. You always have to use the clutch to go down, but to go up, you just push your toes up and you go to a new gear. Oh yeah. Some people, I wouldn't say some, I feel like it's one or two people have been commenting saying they don't like when I sing songs, and that kind of upsets me a bit because I like singing songs and stuff. Oh, I kind of want to stop. I forgot to check tire pressure before I left. Whoa. This engine sound is lovely. It really is. I feel like there's a big difference between a triple. So this bike has a triple. It means there's 3 pistons. Beep, boop, beep. In line. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Like that. There's some engineering 101 for you. Versus my bike, which is a double. Not a twin. Or is it a twin? No, a twin's like a V. You have V twin. And then you have a twin. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people online just call all triples, they sound kind of like weed whackers, and for some reason I can't get that out of my mind. I always just think, oh yeah, this bike sounds like a weed whacker. But then when you're actually on it, it sounds godly. It is just an aggressive bike. It's unfortunate that Berlin is, you know, not the most terrain heavy location. Okay. Warming up the tires a bit. Warming up the tires. They're a little bigger tires than the MT09 or the MT07. That's for sure. I don't know why you don't have to make motorcycle noises while riding a motorcycle, but yet here I am still doing that. What else? These mirrors are straight off the MT07. I definitely remember that because I'm definitely planning on changing them quick. I think they look kind of goofy. I think when I first sat on the MT09 yesterday, this being off-centered, the dash, was a bit frustrating. I don't know why. It just is like why you gotta do that to me. But more I ride, I don't think it's an issue. It's a look thing. What I do think is an issue is I have to look pretty far down to actually see it. Obviously, it's not like a you know, big enduro bike where everything's straight right in front of you, but like it's pretty far down. Like I cannot keep my eyes, if I'm looking directly at this, I cannot see the car in front of me, which, you know, you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe, boys and girls. I want everyone to keep on riding instead. What else? These bars are super wide, especially compared to the MT07. Getting from the shop to my house last night, I felt like I squeezed between some cars, and it definitely wasn't as easy as I am used to. A little mind-nerving? No, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like the longer I'm in Germany, longer I'm in Germany, my English dictionary is just like being depleted. Gotta throw in a big word to say that I'm getting dumber. Well, not to get dumber, just, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I gotta turn left soon. I don't know where I'm really going. Ooh. I don't feel like the seat. So I see a lot of people online, they also like change out the seat real quick on this bike. While the seat is hard, I don't have an issue with it so far. But in general, I don't really have issues with seats. Definitely enough power to get you out of stuff like that. Oh, goodness. Oh, doggo. What it does kind of, because the sets are basically rear sets, like they're pretty far back. All right, I'm gonna go left. See what's up here. BMW dealership. Should I go straight? So many places. Let's go straight. Let's go exploring. What's that? It's a hell of a BMW shop. Oh, traction control there. Didn't want to give me that power. I had to wash this bike yesterday. I'll throw a sexy montage of me scrubbing this bike right now. Sorry, it wasn't that sexy. What I'm really looking forward to do once I get out of the city is kind of experience the suspension on this bike. So this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately. So the MT09 has this bike, which is like 10 grand, but then there's the MT09 SP, and the SP has really nice upgraded I think it's on front and rear suspension. I'm just gonna do one of them. I'm gonna do one of them. I'm doing some city-like. Front and rear suspension, which makes that bike just like so much better. Ooh, so much better of a bike. And I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, I feel like if they made, so the MT07's like 7 grand, if they made an MT07 SP and made it like 8 grand or 8,500, I feel like that would be a perfect bike. I'm very much interested in an MT07 SP Yamaha. If you're listening to this, which if you're listening to this, I am very, very happy. But no, I'd be very interested in that. Well, it's flat foot right now, completely flat-footed on this motorcycle. I am not that tall, like 5'8", probably 5'7". I'm just gonna lie about my height because, you know, stack out that small dick energy and whatnot. Oh, okay, front wheel just came straight the fuck up there. Oh god, the power delivery on this motorcycle is just insane. It's so smooth. Like, I feel like my MT, you have to like clutch it a bit to get those RPMs enough and then get your front wheel up. This bike just came straight up. Whoa, goodness. The power delivery, I would love to see this on a dyno chart just to see what it's at, because I swear it's probably like the smoothest curve of all time. This dude's eating some stuff. Oh god. Look at that, we're in nature. This guy's got like lights on his, or not lights. That's pretty. So what do we want to do with this bike today? Well, we have it. We're going to do a 0 to 60. I'll make sure that we add that, because everyone wants to know what a 0 to 60 test on this bike is. We'll do a turn on with exhaust sound, because everyone wants to know what that is. And then I think I'm just going to spend some time taking photos of it. And, you know, I feel like the world needs, single party at Pirates Berlin. That is probably an awful, awful experience if you are a woman in this city. I bet it's dude heavy. Look at that. Wow, I'm into that. Hopefully they just keep it in cement blocks. Oh my god, this bike. So I just got air. It's pretty low in the back. Front was fine. But I turned the bike on and it made me happy. So I wanted to do the same for you guys before we keep going. Look at that. Oh, alright. Let's go. Kind of cockeyed, had to pull off real quick. I felt something unclip and I didn't know what it was. It was actually my GoPro. It's actually my GoPro mic on a mic. Wasn't expecting that, bro. Ah, there's a rabbit. Also, dude's leaning. Calm down. Yeah, MT09.
What?
9. Yeah. So one thing that I just saw, they have, one thing I just noticed just coming off the faster road onto a slower road is that when you drop from like 4th into 3rd at a higher speed, it like blips it down for you, so it's a smoother transition. It doesn't try to lock up the rear wheel like it does on the MT07, which is quite nice. Where am I going? Should I go to Hamburg? I don't want to go to Hamburg. But I do want to get onto Autobahn. Let's go on, let's go left. And let's see. I'm not going to say how fast we can go. Let's just say how fast we can go. This bike. Oh. That way. That quick shifter's nice. I wish there was a little bump. Ooh. Yeah, that front brake grabs a lot harder than my my bike. Much bigger. I wish there was kind of like a bump or a ribbed seat or something like that, ribbed on the butt. Because I seem to slide up and forth on this back seat a lot. Or not back seat, just the seat. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has that issue. Make sure my helmet's buckled. Goodness! I've never been on this road, so we're gonna be safe. Gonna be safe. This bike. No one's behind me. I'm a bit afraid. And that was 0 to 200. Maybe we can do that one more time. Spectacular. As I'm stuck in traffic trying to get back to Berlin, I kind of want to give my thoughts on the MT07 versus MT09. I feel like this 850 cc's versus the 700-ish that are in my MT07, while it's only a small increase, 150 cc's, like that's substantial in a way. What is it, like 25%, 20%, something like that? I think it's just the way that the triple is. So if you think about it, okay, so in the MT07 you have 2 cylinders, and that means each one of them is producing about 350 cc's per cylinder. So they have to be a substantial size. Now, if you think about it, for the MT09 you have 3 cylinders, so they're smaller cylinders, but there's more power. So to me that means the MT07 has more power at the bottom because there's more surface area of the piston going up and down, while the MT09, the 3 of them, because they're smaller, they can rev higher, so the power is higher as well. I don't know. I'm trying to just like visualize this in my mind on why the MT09's engine is so much different than the MT07. And along with the engine just comes like the extra parts. Like, it just feels like a more solid bike. And I don't know if that is just what you get when you're in this like 900cc range, but if that's true, I'm very interested in, and this might shock you just as something completely different, to go sit on the Ducati 821, the Monster 821. Why the Monster? Well, I don't think I need a liter bike ever. I don't think there's a need for it. I don't think I need it. I don't think that's the kind of power I enjoy. But I think that the Ducati would have some of the parts that I feel like I'm missing on the MT07 and the MT09. And what I'm talking about there is I'm talking about hydraulic brakes, hydraulic clutch, things like that, right? I'd rather have a nicer spec'd, smaller bike than more power just to have more power. It's a lot like what I like in a house as well. I'd rather have a smaller house that's spec'd out really nice than a large house that just looks like shit. And I feel like I wouldn't say that analogy works perfect with bikes, but I do think that there's a big difference between yeah, that wasn't labeled at all. I think there's a big difference between a Yamaha R1, I wouldn't go that high. Yeah, a Yamaha R6 versus the Ducati 899 Panigale. Just in terms of what comes stock and what doesn't. The time, I don't know. I'm just kind of talking shit at this point. But I don't know if those parts kind of or do the bikes at this like $7,000 versus like $9,000 range, does that extra $2,000 really all go straight into like the parts themselves, the bars, the mirrors, the grips, all of that? Does it just make it a more solid feeling motorcycle? I don't know. I'll wave. Do the wave. I'm my motorcycle friends. I'm getting really hungry. I don't want some chicken nuggets. It's Sunday. I'm actually meeting a friend to go watch MotoGP. So that's exciting. But let's think about this overall. MT09 versus MT07. So as I'm slowly getting back into town, I kind of wanted to give my brief thoughts on the MT09. I think this bike is a really nice bike. Visually, it's stunning. It photographs extremely well. I think this needs to get fixed, just the lack of stuff there. I think the engine on this bike is what sells it, though. The sound of this engine is crazy. The raw power of this engine is crazy. The smooth delivery of power on this bike is just amazing. This is a really good bike for the money. It really is. I feel like the difference between the like $7,000 MT07 and this like $8,500 MT09 is drastically different. And I feel like you get a lot of extra nicer parts with that extra money. These wide bars make this bike really nice and fun to ride. I'm just gonna stop because I don't want to be a dick. Is it enough to make me sell my MT07 and MT09? Potentially. It is a really nice bike. It's I don't have a lot of negative things to say about this bike, honestly. I think the seat is definitely something that needs to get worked on. It would be nice if there were hydraulic front brake and clutch. Or hydraulic, sorry, just front brake. Or clutch, not front brake. You know what I mean. Trust people. The lip shift is real nice. I can just cruise through the gears. I have nothing really negative to say about this motorcycle. It's a fun bike. It really is. I've enjoyed my few days with it. I'm not looking forward to having to give it back tomorrow. But it's okay. It's okay. You know, that's what you get when you do these first rides. You unfortunately have to give the bikes back. But I want to thank Yamaha Zentrum Berlin for lending me this motorcycle. I want to thank them for lending me this motorcycle. I've had an absolute blast with it. Lots of content to come over the next few weeks about this motorcycle. But I think that's it right now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I look forward Alright. That's it, everyone. Berlin Biker is out. Thank you so much for watching this video.